You are exhausted, not from working too hard, but from never stopping. The loop continues, the original wound is never addressed, it classifies underneath the noise. $5.6 trillion spent globally on wellness because every single one of those solutions is still motion. They are a different form of doing, wearing the costume of being. Zero is not the end of something. Zero is the origin of everything. A fullness so complete it required nothing outside itself. So stop running from the silence. It is the only place in your life where you are actually home. Zero, the most powerful position in the universe, is the one you have been running from. You are exhausted, not from working too hard, but from never stopping. There is a specific kind of depletion that has nothing to do with your workload. It is the depletion of a system that has forgotten how to return to zero. A system that runs continuously, producing, reacting, consuming, comparing, with no true point of stillness to reset from. You know that state. You are probably in some version of it right now. Here is the pattern. Something happens in your life. An outcome you did not want. A relationship that bruises you. A financial pressure. A failure. Instead of processing it and returning to stillness, you divert, you consume something. Content, food, conversation, noise. The diversion generates a new disturbance. The new disturbance generates another need to divert. The loop continues, the original wound is never addressed. It classifies underneath the noise. This is entropy loop, the civilization level condition of a species that has mistaken perpetual motion in progress. A human being trapped in the entropy loop does not grow. They accumulate. They accumulate experience, opinions, fears, identities, and they mistake the accumulation for a life. This is not a personal failing. This is an architectural one, and the civilizational data confirms it. USA, average person checks their phone 96 times per day, every 10 minutes. A civilization that cannot be still for 10 minutes. United Kingdom, 44% of adults say they never feel truly rested, even after a full night's sleep. The body rests, the entropy loop does not. Japan, there is a documented medical syndrome, karoshi, death caused purely by overwork. A culture that made depletion a virtue. Australia, burnout among 25 to 40-year-olds has doubled in the last decade. The most productive generation, the most empty. South Korea, highest average working hours in the developed world. Lowest self-reported happiness. Output without stillness produces nothing permanent. Globally, the wellness industry is worth $5.6 trillion. And anxiety is still rising. You cannot buy your way back to zero. $5.6 trillion spent globally on wellness, on retreats, supplements, therapy, breathworks, apps that tell you to breathe. And the system entropy is accelerating, not declining. Because every single one of those solutions is still motion. They are a different form of doing, wearing the costume of being. The entropy loop cannot be broken by adding more to it. It can only be broken by returning to zero. Now let me explain what zero actually is. The modern world has a profound misunderstanding of zero. It treats zero as absence, as failure, as the space between achievements where nothing of value exists. This is the misunderstanding that keeps the entropy loop running. Zero is not the end of something. Zero is the origin of everything. Before the first thought, there was zero. Before the first breath, there was zero. Before even the universe began its expansion, the ancient texts of every wisdom tradition on this earth agrees. There was a state of perfect conscious stillness. Not emptiness, not darkness, a fullness. So complete, it required nothing outside itself. That is zero. And it lives inside you right now. I call it Shiva consciousness. Shiva consciousness is no thought mind, where everything is extremely slow, where slowness is how your brain operates at, where slowness is your language, is your heartbeat, is your thoughts, is your actions. That is a zero state. I call it Shiva consciousness. Now let me explain. Consider the most powerful masculine archetype in the oldest living wisdom tradition on this planet. A figure sitting in bare simplicity, eyes closed, a snake resting on his neck without threat. He is not meditating to achieve something. He is not in retreat to recover from something. So, he is simply in the zero state, complete, consuming nothing, needing nothing, threatened by nothing. What makes this archetype the ideal of masculine sovereignty is not his power to destroy. Any force can destroy. It is his absolute freedom from consumption, control, the hallucination of external reality. He is disconnected from the world. He is so rooted in zero that the world's chaos cannot touch the ground he stands on. Zero is not withdrawal. Zero is the state from which all genuine powers are generated. Every civilization that has produced lasting architecture in art, in governance, in wealth, in philosophy was produced by individuals who had access to zero, not individuals who were always moving. And look at the modern world today. We all are rushing. We all are moving. We all are super fast in super fast trains or cars. But our life is always out of control. Because without a reset, nothing can be controlled. Now understand this through a lens of your own energetic architecture. In the previous episode, we established that you are the screen, the consciousness on which existence plays. Zero is the screen in its natural state. Before the movie begins, before any role is assumed, before any costume is worn, the screen in its pure form is zero. When you are in the entropy loop, perpetually consuming, reacting, producing, you are a screen so covered in noise that its own nature has become invisible to it. The movie has been running so long that the screen has forgotten it was ever blank. A human being who cannot return to zero cannot create anything original. They can only remix their accumulations. Every thought they have is borrowed from somewhere else. Every feeling is a reaction to a reaction. They are not living, they are echoing. So here is the zero protocol. Precise, non-negotiable. This is not a philosophy lecture. This is a protocol. And the protocol is simple, which is exactly why almost nobody follows it. Because the mind trained in perpetual motion will resist simplicity as if it were a threat. So here is the zero protocol. 3 daily installations. The morning zero. Before any input, enter the system. Upon waking, before the phone, before any conversation, before any consumption, sit upright for 5 minutes. Eyes closed, no music, no guidance, no goal. You are not meditating towards something. You are simply establishing the zero exists in your day before the world claims every second of it. If thoughts arrive, and they will, you do not follow them. You observe them. You are the screen. They are the movie. Let them play without becoming them. Okay? Second is the midday reset, the entropy interrupt. At least once between noon and 3 p.m., remove yourself from any active engagement for 4 minutes. No screen, no conversations. Sit and stand in a space where you cannot be immediately useful to anyone. Feel the weight leave your body incrementally. The sensation of weight lifting from your shoulders and chest is not relaxation. It is the entropy loop temporarily losing its grip. This is the sensation of returning towards zero. Learn to recognize it, pursue it deliberately. The third, the evening containment. Before the system closes, before sleep, spend 3 minutes in complete silence reviewing one question only. What today was not mine to carry? Identify it precisely, name it, then release the energetic investment in it. The soul carries forward only what belongs to it. Everything else is weight rented from someone else's reality. You will notice as you begin this protocol that the mind immediately generates reasons why today is not the right day. The schedule is too full, the children needs attending, the deadline is imminent. Understand this resistance for precisely what it is, the entropy loop, defending its own continuation. It has been running so long, it has convinced the vessel that perpetual motion is survival. But it is not. It is the most elegant form of self-destruction available to us, the modern human beings. Life exists in its finest form when lived at the pace of the soul, not at the pace of algorithm, the market, or the anxiety of other people's expectations. The soul does not rush, it arrives, and it arrives from zero. Now, let's take this beyond yourself. Every civilization that has ever collapsed did not collapse because it ran out of resources. It collapsed because it ran out of stillness. The individual at the center of its governance, its commerce, its culture lost access to zero. They began reacting rather than originating. They began protecting accumulation rather than generating wisdom. They began consuming their own foundations to maintain the appearance of motion. Look at the current era honestly. The most technologically advanced period in human history has produced the most documented rates of psychological depletion, purposelessness, and collective anxiety ever recorded. The entropy loop, which was once a personal affliction, has been industrialized. It is now the default architecture of modern existence. By the design, not by accident, entire economic systems depend on your inability to reach zero. The act of returning to zero is therefore not a personal wellness practice. It is an act of architectural sovereignty in a world that profits from your fragmentation. A person who can access zero cannot be permanently manipulated by urgency. They cannot be kept in a state of manufactured world. They become, in the most precise sense, ungovernable by the force that governs the distracted. A bubble in water does not last forever. That is not its purpose. Its purpose is to exist completely, perfectly formed, perfectly present for the duration of its nature. When it dissolves, it returns to the water. It always was. Nothing is lost, the water remains, zero remains. That is the only honest description of a human life. You were born from zero, you will return to zero. What you do in between is the soul's lesson. And the soul carries nothing forward but what it actually learned, not what it accumulated, not what it performed or what it understood. So let me conclude this video here. You have been told your entire life to do more, to produce more, to become more, and to prove more. And somewhere beneath all of that doing, something in you has known for a very long time that the doing was not the point. Zero is not where you go when you have nothing left. Zero is where you go to remember that you were never the accumulation. You were always the origin. The stillness beneath every moment, every thought. The screen beneath every story. The water beneath every wave. So stop running from the silence. The silence is not empty. It is the only place in your life where you are actually home. Remember, this is not an advice. This is the code. See you at sunrise.